I'm really feeling some fish right now. Ooh, here's some fish. We're back on Nom Nom Nom's Kitchen, and today we are cleaning out sardines, and
pretty big sardines.
Yeah, big sardines. And as you can see, I already cleaned out some right here, and Mommy has already cut some, and I'm gonna show you guys how to cut it. So, where they pee and where they poop, you have to find that little spot. You have to hold it. Get your knife right there.
Turn it around. Turn the knife around.
Like this.
There you go.
Okay. And then you have to cut. You give it a little bit of pressure, but not too much pressure, because you don't want to let it go through the whole fish.
Oh, plus it's just a little sardine, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Keep going. I told you to keep going up to the gill, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Right there.
Maybe you have to show how to clean it out.
Okay. Now we come over to the cleaning station. And then you see all that stuff right there. You can just get out. I can see. Okay, that green stuff. Okay, let's see here.
Is it all good?
Let's see.
Because the sardines, you really can't take out the bones. Okay.
And this is how you clean a sardine.
And then we're going to put it out on the grill.
Yeah, we'll show you that when we... Ooh.
It's okay, now. We're not going to get everything. I know you're going to be OCD about it.
Okay. So, thank you for tuning in on Nom Nom Mom's Kitchen. And we'll tune in to you later when we put them on the grill. And then when my mom takes them off. So, thanks for watching me. And please go check out my channel, Naomi's World.
Hi, welcome to Nom Nom Mom's Kitchen again, and of course I'm here for the fry, and I have to fix my camera because all you're not seeing my head, you're just seeing the frying pan. But today we're going to do seafood, and of course I have our Old Bay seasoning that I normally use, the hot grease, which the grease is hot. I tested it, it's ready to go, and of course I'm old school, so I'm using brown paper bag to shake our seafood in. And what I'm using is, today I'm going to be using a sweet corn flour because I'm going to be doing fried mussels. I'm going to be doing some sardines, and I'm also going to be doing some cuttlefish. And I don't know if people are familiar with cuttlefish, but cuttlefish is almost like the relative to the squid. So it has the tentacles and everything like that. They're just a little bit bigger, a little bit fatter, but once you remove the tentacles, they kind of have this little flat, scallopy look. But I've put like an egg wash on all of these, on my cuttlefish, on my mussels, if you can see those. And those aren't going to take long to cook at all. And our sardines that you saw Naomi cleaning earlier. So she loves to clean fish. But I'm going to do the cuttlefish first. And what I normally do is when you're cooking squid or calamari or something like that, I always like to marinate it for at least an hour or so. You can use either rice vinegar or you can use wine. And wine is normally the best. So when you're frying them, you don't get that rubbery chew to it after you fry them. So here I'm going to put them in. I already have my flour put in the bag, and I season the cuttlefish. And then I also season my flour. So I always season my flour. So I'm just going to go ahead and just throw all of these in here. And these really don't take long to cook at all. They literally 3 to 4 minutes in the oil and they'll be done. So we're having a little seafood fry with the neighbors today. One neighbor's doing oysters and our other neighbor's cooking something else, and then I'm cooking the seafood, and then we all get together and we kind of join each other and have a little neighborly dinner and a little chit chat out on the deck. So, and that's always a good thing. So I'm just going to shake these up. And and I'm gonna get these into the grease. So, Naomi, can you fix that so everybody can like see me? Thanks. So, well, you're gonna have to fix the base. This is not going live here. Naomi, now I'm crossed. But why don't you just stand there? Then hold it.
Or can I just take the charger out?
They can't see the grease. How about just?
Let me just take the charger out.
No, well I don't have that much power. Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Is that good? Okay.
Okay, so now we're all battered and ready. And gosh, I really dipped it up my paper bag. I'm gonna have to get another one. And so we can put these in for 4 minutes. And this is good. I guess I'm like that Chinette commercial. We're trying to get back to the dinner party. Get out of the camera and that's what's So you just saw me scolding my child thing, half naked in the thing. So we're just gonna put these in, and these should only take 3 to 4 minutes. Normally I reserve frying fish and stuff for Fridays, because we used to always just eat fish on Fridays, but we all want to have a seafood thing tonight with the neighbors, so we're going to do it on a Tuesday. I think all of these actually could just go in here if I can find all of them. Then I can do my mussels. And those are actually already cooked, so we just wanted to get the mussels crispy. So that's really you're just gonna dunk them in there and dunk them back out. And I'm making a mess today. But if you like calamari, you'll really like the cuttlefish. How nice golden brown they're coming. And normally when you're cooking, you're frying something, especially like this, when they start to float, that means they're almost done. So that's always a good indicator, so you don't cook them too long, especially with the cuttlefish and the mussels. You don't want to cook things like that too long because they will get really, 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 really chewy. Those look gorgeous. The things that will take the longest is the sardines. And a good thing to do is, if you're frying a large batch of food, put your oven on like 170. And if you have like a cookie rack, after you drain them, put them on the cookie rack, and they'll stay warm, and they won't overcook, but they'll also stay crispy. These should be done in another minute. You definitely don't want to overcook them. So that looks gorgeous. It smells good too. So I think to save myself from this paper bag that has rough dirt, I'm just going to drain off the egg wash and just put the flour in the bowl with the mussels and tussle them around. But see, these are done. There they are, golden brown cuttlefish. I'm going to put them over here and drain. And you can serve these with, tartar sauce or whatever sauce you normally eat calamari with. Seafood sauce. Normally I like a little something spicy, so maybe a little sriracha. I guess that's the going spicy dip these days. But I found a curry ketchup, a ketchup that has, whoa, that's a little water in there. Be careful with the water pocket in your cuttlefish. You need to make sure they're really dry, because as you can see, the grease will pop. I found a new curry ketchup at Kroger the other day, so I'm really gonna try that. So what I'm gonna do is, because my paper bag, which is, because it's live, we don't know what we're doing here, but I'm gonna drain this egg wash off to get these as dry as possible, and I'm going to just dump the flour on here and turn and tussle these around with my hand. And these are the mussels. So these mussels, the meat I got this from the farmer's market, and they were actually already cooked. So really, all we're doing is warming these up. So I'm gonna throw this in here, and the flour's already seasoned. I've already seasoned it with Old Bay, and I've seasoned my mussels. So I'm just gonna do it like this and quickly get them coated, because we just want them to fry really well. Notice why I wear gloves, because this could become very messy trying to fry these things. But simple, easy peasy. Now these should only go in for maybe 2 minutes because they're already cooked. We just want to warm them up. We don't want to re-kill them over and over and over again. So we're going to slowly just drop these in. And you probably, depending on how big your pan is, you don't want to put all of them in there and temper down your oil. But also, again, be careful, because if there's any wetness, the oil will pop. And that's not a pleasant feeling. I've been popped by grease the majority of my life by trying to rush. And when you're frying seafood, or well, not even seafood, when you're deep frying anything, you got to be patient with the oil. Make sure you put your oil on first. Keep an eye on it, so when you're finished battering and doing all your preparation to your seafood, you'll really be ready to go. Some people just ruin their seafood or their fried chicken because they're not patient with the oil. And you really should be patient with the oil and let it get hot enough, because a lot of people get soggy fried because they just don't want to wait for the oil to get hot enough. So I think that's enough. I don't want to overcrowd this pan. And so while that's cooking, I'll probably drain. This is our sardines. I'll drain the egg wash off of these also. Stir them around a little bit. These have already been seasoned. And I'll do the same thing with these. I'm going to just dump the flour on these so I can drain that off. Drain that off and use the rest of this flour in here. I might need a little bit more flour though. I'm not sure. Lay that there. Get that out of the way. We'll shake that down a bit. Then it'll be time to put some more mussels in here. See, now our fish is well coated. And as they say, we're literally cooking the grease. And so these will go in last. These take the longest to do. And yes, these sardine bones are going to be very thin bones, so these are not truly that kid friendly, especially if you have a child that's not used to eating fish with bones in it at all, because you kind of have to be careful when you're working with those. And I'm going to take these gloves off. Trash. And let's see what our mussels are doing. Oh, beautiful. They get a nice, beautiful color. And I can put these on here with the cuttlefish, and I'll save the bigger pan for the sardines. But if you're in the neighborhood, you can always stop over and get some if you got enough. And the next thing I'm going to probably record is cooking salmon plank on the grill in the banana leaves, because I still have I have preserved my banana leaves, and aren't these pretty? They're nice golden brown. I preserved my banana leaves, and I'm going to put the salmon in there and wrap it and smoke it like that. And hopefully I can perfect that for you guys. But but that'll be a process. I probably won't videotape the whole thing. I'll show the process of dressing the salmon and then putting it in the smoker, and then I'll have to feed it back in later when that's done. But see, this didn't take long at all, so you can really enjoy fried seafood at home. And this is really easy because I bought the mussel meat already cooked, so you don't have to really worry about all that preparation and trying to pull them out the shell. And it's it's really reasonable when you go to the farmer's market to get it also. And that's where I got the smelts also. So if you're there and you really want to have a good seafood fry one weekend, get yourself a bag of mussels, a bag of smelts. Try the cuttlefish. It's a cheaper alternative to the squid actually, and it tastes just like it. And you'll have yourself your seafood feast in no time. I guess it'll be a change from having, you know, your regular crab boil or low country boil. And all of this here is done gluten-free because I'm using the sweet corn flour. You don't have to use the all-purpose flour. And I'm using vegetable oil and just a little bit of Old Bay. That's all you need. I'm not going to overcrowd that. And I wore an apron today so I wouldn't get anything on my clothes, but as you can see, everything is nice and golden brown, and you can probably dust it with a little bit of just a little bit of sea salt or something if you need a little bit more flavor for it. I actually have some ghost pepper sea salt that I've been dying to try, so I might actually try that on here. And then once I finish these, which these are done, and I'm going to do the sardines next. Now the sardines will probably take, I would probably say for this size, maybe 4 minutes, 4 or 5 minutes. And if you want to just fry it a little harder so that you can eat the bones, because you know, sardines, you normally do eat the bones when they're in the can. We eat the bones of the sardines, but some people are, you know, they are OCD about it, so they peel the bones out. But the bones are really actually good for you. Just like the smelts, you don't have to take the smelts bone out. You just eat the whole bone. Have good nutrients in the bones. But these are different alternatives than buying these big, huge pieces of fish. I know some people are very intimidated by fish, but if you really like fish and you want to try it, just get a smaller variety. Try the smelts, try the, you know, because I try not to have many big pieces of fish because it's just me and Naomi, so we're not going to eat all of that. But small things like this is good to have. So we can try the sardines. Naomi likes the sardines in the can. Sardines in a can are now costing almost $2 a can, especially if you want a really good sardine in a can. I bought all of these at the farmer's market, drum roll please, $2.14. And that's the whole fish. I'm fixing it more healthy. It doesn't have the preservatives like the canned stuff does. And I can put whatever seasonings I want. So if I don't want it in oil, if I don't want it packed in water, if I don't want it packed in tomato sauce or however else they pack them, then I don't have to. I just cook the sardine the way I want it and use the sauce that I want. And then at least I know the source of the sardine. I know it's fresh. You don't know how long those cans have been sitting down, but, you know. So, but this is a good alternative. So I'm going to scoop these out. So we have the mussels, and we have our cuttlefish, and you can tell the difference because the cuttlefish look like little fish balls. They kind of round up once you cook them. And the mussels have that little brown, black tinge on them. And these look delicious. Do they look delicious? Let me know. And I'll tell you if they're delicious. I haven't tried it yet, but with the sweet corn flour, they've got to be delicious. Okay. And last one, slipping away. Okay, now we're going to fix the sardines. And I've already lightly battered them. Here they go. It's the whole sardine. Naomi cleaned them out earlier, but be warned, people who think, you know, don't really like to see stuff. I did leave the heads of the sardines on, which means the eyeballs are still there, which a lot of cultures, they eat the eyeballs because it has a lot of nutrients in it. It's not bad for you. You can eat them. You can eat the eyeballs, people. Don't be scared. Try something new. So I'm going to only cook 1 or 2 more. But these will take about 5 minutes to cook. And then we'll have our deep fried dinner here. And maybe I can bump the oil, and I'll probably lessen the oil a little bit. But with the sardines, these are good if you do a lettuce wrap. You can wrap a lettuce around it, have a sandwich like that. Get some tomato sauce and some onions. Reduce that down. You put that over the sardines, even if they're fried. I have some cabbage, kale, and collard greens that I'm going to mince up in there in the kitchen, and I'm going to saute that, and then we'll be heading over to our next door neighbor because she's actually making some tripe, which I don't know if people know what tripe is, but that's the stomach, beef stomach, and then we have some fried oysters coming from down the street. So I pumped up our sardines here, and which is nice. That's why I like my neighborhood. We all kind of band together and see what everybody's doing for dinner or late lunch, and get some margaritas and sit down and we all just share food like people used to do in the past. Nowadays people stay trapped up in their houses watching TV, Netflix, DVR, everything, or playing video games. And I kind of like it here where it's old school, where people just actually, we get out and talk, we talk over the fence, we have good neighborly exchange. Maybe if the world went back to that, we wouldn't have so many Orlandos, all these mass shootings. But I'm not going to get political because this isn't cooking, so I'll save my views for myself. But as I said, the sardines are browning up very nicely. So I think they're going to take about 4 or 5 more, not 4 or 5, but maybe 3 or 4 more minutes because that oil temperature went down a little bit. So, but if there's any recipes that anybody wants me to actually do for them, out on the deck, out on the grill, in my tiny kitchen, and as I said before, I don't fry in my kitchen, I don't fry in my house because I just do not want to smell fish for the next couple of days. As tasty as it might be, we don't want to smell fish for the next couple of days. So, okay, I think I'm back live. Am I live? Yes. I think I lost my signal to my Wi-Fi for a second there. So I hope you guys got to stay and watch and didn't leave me and want to see the end of our frying of our sardines. You can never depend on your Wi-Fi, especially when I'm outside. I have to keep my patio door open and my window open to my kitchen so that the signal can come out, because I have a completely brick house and that signal will not come out, so I have to leave my door open. But our fish is getting very crispy. I can pull one out. You can see it just needs a little bit more frying time to get it to the crispness. Now, you can take it out now because the fish is actually done, but I like it to get a little bit more crispy because when you're cleaning the sardine, when you clean down the end, there's little pin bones sticking out. So if you fry it hard enough, those bones will actually kind of break off. And then the other smaller bones will recede back into the flesh of the fish. And so when it's being fried and cooked, then it'll cook the bone, and so you don't have to worry about it. So you can eat it if you want to. But luckily we had a lot of rain today, and the weather out here right now is gorgeous. We have a nice breeze blowing, and the sun is going down, and then I have my fans out here on the patio also. That's really helping it. So it feels beautiful out here. So this frying is not killing me. Earlier today, it would have killed me because it was just so incredibly hot. So incredibly hot. And I really don't fry that much, and I really was going to put these sardines on the grill, but Naomi wanted them fried. She said, no, I want everything fried, so we're going to fry. I said, well, if I'm going to fry one thing, I might as well fry it all, and I don't have to turn on the grill and this. Okay. So these are done. And as you can see, the area where I was talking about the little pin bones down in there, they all fried off. So now it'll be safe to eat these without worrying about the little pin bone at the bottom. And these turned out very good. I love the color. The corn flour gives it such a nice brown color. And I like the corn flour because it's not like using the real heavy cornmeal. You don't get that big, huge, those big grains of crunch, but it's just a nice crispy crunch that you get on your fried food. And again, I know corn flour. I got the corn flour from the farmer's market also. And actually, this was it's an Indian, Pakistani sort of market that's up there off of Bear Parkway by Town Center Mall. And the flours, they have a lot of gluten-free type of flours. You can use chickpea flour. They have water chestnut flour, all different kinds that are alternatives to use for frying instead of that all-purpose white flour that has the wheat and gluten. And that's only if you have to have a wheat or gluten-free type of diet like I do. So I always look for different types of flours, and I always test the fry points and which ones have high fry points and which ones don't. Normally, like if you're using rice flour or something, you might need to work it with a little bit of cornstarch so you can get a more crispy crunch. But with corn flour, you don't have to mix it with anything, and it'll just fry up very, very crispy. So I try not to have to use flours where I got to do a bunch of mixing with different flours. Because why waste your time with all that when you can just get it cooked and get it done quickly? But I know I take a lot of time in preparation of my food. Okay, that's all done. Preparation of my food, but in the end, it does taste better. And actually, I do have a couple more mussels left in here that I did not see. So I'll fry those up later though, after we finish with these sardines. But what I'm gonna do is after I finish this, I have the oven already on 170 in my house. So I'm going to throw these in the oven after all of this gets finished, and then get my cabbage, kale, and collards ready. And then we're gonna take our little basket and we're gonna go next door, and we're gonna meet with the neighbors and have some tripe and some nice dinner conversation. It seems like this summer, with the days getting longer, it seems like I eat later and later. I'm more of a winter person. I kind of like it to get dark early for some reason, but this time is starting to throw me off in my old age. I don't get to bed until 10:30, 11 o'clock at night now, and I only sleep 2 hours a day already as it is. So, but this food is also good with, again, Bloody Marys. Your go-to food when you have fried seafood, Bloody Marys. That's a very good way to go as a good drink, or just grab a beer. So these are going to be about 2 to 3 more minutes. But again, if you have any recipes or anything you want me to do, just email me, nomnommom@gmail.com, or you can use my old email, chocolatedrop08@gmail.com, or just Facebook me. Put it on Facebook on Nom Nom Mom's page, Nom Nom Mom's kitchen page, and I can see if I can figure it out and do it for you. My daughter's complaining because I'm not doing a lot of desserts. I don't do a lot of desserts, but I did find a gluten-free churro recipe that I do want to try, and I have the little churro machine, so I think I am going to try that sometime within the next couple of weeks. So let me know if that's something you would be interested in, and I can cook that. And someone also requested the banana leaf wrapped pork loin again. So if you missed that video or live feed, I'll try to do that again for you also. And I'll do this time. I'll probably try to do it with just smaller pieces, so that it won't take as long. You guys can do it for if you have a smaller family, you don't need a big, huge pork loin. I can do it for that too, because I've seen it done with pork chops too. I'm not a big pork chop person. I like pork loin or ribs. So, and yes, it was requested that I do ribs also. Can I show how I cook my ribs? And I can show it how I do it in the oven in the wintertime, or for most of the time I do use my grill, but I do have a very good oven recipe, which is very slow roasted, where you take the ribs, dry rub, kind of not a dry rub, but a paste rub, and you wrap it in saran wrap. Yes, people, saran wrap. Saran wrap is actually good in the oven up to, like, I think 400 degrees, but I put it in the oven in the saran wrap with the paste for at 250, and you keep it in there depending on the size and weight for up to 2.5, 3 to 4 hours, and they fall off the bone. It's great. It's absolutely great. So I'm really trying to get these sardines crispy, because see here, you still see this one. I don't know if you can see it that close because I can't zoom, but there's still some little pin bones right there, and so I want to make sure those really kind of fall off the edge. But as a kid, we used to always fight for the tail of the fish, because when my mom used to fry the tail, she would leave the whole tail on. I know nowadays they trim the tails, but they would leave it on, and we would always fight for the tails because we wanted to chew the end off the tails because it was like really, really crispy. So that doesn't bother some. So you can do that too if you're a chewer or eat old school. I know a lot of people just don't eat food like this anymore. They don't fry the fish. They don't want to try to fry it. They don't want to try to clean it. But I always tell Naomi, you know, or my friends, they know, I'm preparing for the zombie apocalypse. It's going to happen, people. And in zombie apocalypse, we're not going to have McDonald's, Wendy's, Hardee's. You need to learn how to cook, at least the basics. So that's why I want to teach her how to cook the basics. So when she goes away to college, because she is going away to college, she knows how to at least fix a meatloaf, a hamburger, a grilled cheese sandwich. Everything does not need to go in a microwave. Everything does not need to come from McDonald's. So we are doing that, and she's learned how to clean the fish. So I told her when she has to clean, when they have to dissect the frog in science class, she should have no worries, because she has cleaned many a piece of fish. She's cleaned frog legs. She knows how to clean shrimp. She knows how to clean mussels. So we're going to go through all of that, so she can at least learn how, if something happens where we all have to go off the grid, we can go down to the seashore, pull up some crabs, boil them and eat them right out there, and not have to worry about anything, pot, pan, nothing. There's always a way to do it. Steal a grocery cart and make a grill from the grocery cart. Y'all laugh at those pictures, but hey, that could save your life one day. Okay, I think our sardines are ready. I'm going to pull them out of this grease so I can get these things in the oven. And they look very crispy, very ready to go. Yes, people, see the eyeballs are still there. You can break it off and not eat it, but it's there if you want to do your whole Andrew Zimmerman trick and just go ahead and eat the whole thing, which is good. Oh wow, one of my mussels got left in there. He's cooked hard. So anywho, I'm going to put the rest of these mussels in here. Get those done. That other mussel we'll have to leave out because that mussel is going to be tight. Tight and tough. It's been in there a long time. Right. Okay, we're done with that. Stack that off to the side. One good thing, I guess, about if you're on TV and you have a actual show, you have people that scatter off and wash the dishes. I need dish elves. Can someone send me dish elves for these videos? And they can do it. So we're going to let those mussels just warm up. But here are the sardines. They're all fried and crispy, and they look great. Absolutely great. So we're going to put these in the oven. I'm going to take these off. I don't want to leave these out here, even though to drop them in the oven. So I'm going to move those over to the side. And these should only take a second because the grease is very, very hot now. And the mussels are already cooked, so we don't want to overcook them. Just want them to get crispy. It's not like cooking chicken, because when you're cooking chicken wings, you really got to make sure that they get cooked because you can't eat raw chicken. Okay. When they float, that's when I know they're crispy and airy and ready to come out. As you can see, they turn very, very, very golden. push this button here. See where it says just hit close because you unplugged. Just hit close. Okay.
Is this still running?
Yes. Fine. Thank you.
Yeah,
So we're going to take these out. And that's another thing that I work at home. I have the dogs barking behind me because they always they don't get along too well with the next door neighbor's dog, Bossy. So they always argue through the fence. Okay. Here we go. I think there's one in the corner here. That's how I missed it the last time. Okay. Okay. Now, everybody's all brown and crispy and ready to go. So, again, make sure you have your oven. If you're not going to eat it right away, make sure you have an oven on 170. And then you put them in there on like a cookie rack with the small grates and just let them set in there at 170. They won't overcook and they'll stay crispy and they'll stay warm. So, thank you for joining me. And maybe I can duck down now. You can see me instead of looking at my stomach and me frying. But next time, come visit me again on my deck or in my kitchen. And I hope y'all have a great evening. And I'll see you later. Bye from Nom Nom Mom's Kitchen. Bye.